we're all trying to operate at a high level as an investment in the kingdom.
Until I get enough data that says that there's an audience that wants something from me.
That's right.
And then I'll start working on a body of work.
Honestly, I don't think good songs are ever done. I think you just stop working on it.
Thing for me is the moment I stop cringing. Can I listen to this song from top to bottom without feeling like, what was that?
Do the artists or producers ever find y'all annoying?
Oh yeah, they hit you with, so what you want? What you want? You know what I mean? It's like burnout. It's total burnout.
You don't have to subscribe to our faith to collaborate with us on the writing, production side.
Right.
We'd rather you come into our space, see how we operate, and use your gifts for the world, and we can redeem it for the kingdom.
If I'm gonna assist in anyone's talent, I want to assist with people that I feel like are going to call people to the Lord.
Yeah.
Coming to Jesus does not mean God's gonna bless you monetarily. In fact, he may even purge your situation.
It shows up in peace.
Yeah.
Oh my!
Come on, bro.
That's
the one right there.
If you get that peace, you can figure that peace. Like, you can figure that out because you have enough peace to think.
Indeed.
Christian content has a unique blessing on it where I feel like the Lord gonna make sure you're taken care of.
Yeah.
Lecrae has one of the most long-standing rap careers in rap history.
Period.
I don't think we fully adapted direct to consumer the way we should or the way it's going to adapt.
Interesting.
Because I think record labels still got to figure out how to make that make sense.
We understand sustainability better than Gen Z and Gen Alpha. Gen Z and Gen Alpha probably understand going, like, making it pop fast.
Virality.
That's right.
Virality. Which is,
Yeah,
and they work really smart. Sometimes we pick the obvious single when sometimes the culture picks the record.
Right.
And that record was
That's
Kobe in its
interesting.
true authentic form.
Should we think in concentric circles where you become the block hero, the neighborhood hero,
Exactly.
the county hero,
Right.
the city hero, the state hero, before you have to worry about international?
Right.
I want our music to be everywhere for the purpose of changing community, changing culture. Now, is everything going to proselytize and convert people to Christian kingdom? God's going to do his work on his own.
That's right.
We just got to
put it in front of him.
put it in front of him. Some of the greatest artists in the world may not always be the best lyricists, the most technically skilled. They're great communicators.
Right.
I said it to my wife immediately, like, yo, you're married to a man who's 41 who can still dunk a basketball.
Come on. You got to.
still be
You
delivered
gotta
from
do that. I'm like, who was Warren?
This is James Rousseau, a.k.a. Trig, and let me welcome you to the CoreLink Solutions Show. What's happening, family? It's your man Trig, and like I told you earlier today, I've got some legends in the house, some living legends that are creating some incredible things. If you don't know them, you'll get to know them better over the next hour or so. I've got the incomparable Ace Harris and Dre Hunter in the house. What's up,
going
y'all?
on? How you doing?
Beep, beep, beep.
What's up, man? Good to be here.
Good
Amazing.
to have you here, man. I'm
Yes, sir.
sorry, I'm sorry about what brought you to Philadelphia
Sure.
area, but
All good.
I'm good to see you. Good to see you.
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you this. I always start out with the same question. What's one thing that people who know you best don't know about you that you can share with everybody on Holy Culture Radio? Like one thing, like even like you guys see all your family over the next couple of days. What's one thing they would hear right now and say, I did not know that?
People that don't know me too well. Just
No,
People that know you well.
Who would say, "Oh, I didn't
That's
know
a
that
tough one.
about
oh
Ace."
man, that's a really tough one. I can't figure a thing. I can't. It's so hard to think of.
That's a good question. People that know me really well, what they wouldn't know about me. That I really enjoy knowledge. Like, I sit up all night looking up YouTube videos on things I can learn. And I play so much with my family that nobody thinks I would do that. Like last night I was watching AI videos to learn all about ChatGPT and how it works.
Interesting.
And I'll sit there for hours.
Dre's like a legit nerd. In the biggest compliment ever. He's a studier of all information. So
I like that, bro. We got something in common.
Yeah.
We'll talk. We'll talk.
Okay, for sure.
y'all, I feel like I ain't got nothing. I mean,
You do. Come on, bro.
I don't think there's something that people closest don't know about me. I mean, I'm pretty much an open book. I mean,
Until 4 weeks ago, I don't think everybody knew you could still dunk.
oh, that's true.
Until 4 weeks ago.
No, but the people because I'm slightly still recovering from
I was about to say or something.
no, what it is, I'm still being delivered from arrogance. So I just dunked the other day and I sent to all my group chats and homies. So I said it to my wife immediately, like, "Yo, you're married to a man who's 41 who can still dunk a basketball."
Come on, you got to
be delivered from Eric.
So I've already shared that thing to Brett. So I'm gonna post that clip on social media at some point.
So what's the next thing you might film? Because think of it that way. Like, what's the thing you may say? I need to let them know.
Right.
I mean, honestly, it's so hard to say. I mean, I think most of my things that I'm into, most people know about me, so it's kind of hard to say. There's one thing that people who don't know me well, that my close people know, that I think is kind of a cool nugget, and that my first name is Warren. So that's
something I just learned today.
Okay.
As people were saying it, I'm like, who is Warren?
That's like the text the other day when you said James. I said,
yeah.
So we were the three of us were texting the other day. He was like, he said, "Hey, James, something," and it took me a second. I'm like, what? I am James, but
so it's the dilemma of going by a nickname.
I know.
Like, here's the thing: my name is Warren Lasana Harris. My parents called me by my middle name growing up,
right?
But Warren is my first name. So imagine the complication when I introduce myself as Ace.
I know.
It's just a whole world of having to explain.
Warren Lasana Harris. Where does Ace come in at?
Ace is a nickname.
That's just nickname.
Nickname.
Okay.
I kind of like took it from basketball when I got a nickname.
I think we all know Lasana too.
Yeah,
None of us would guess Warren.
I always thought your full name was
Lasana Harris. Right.
So Lasana's my middle name, which is another complicated thing on my name. Hey, black parents, when you name your kid, make sure you call them the name. Make sure your first name is the name you call them by.
It's never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen, bro.
I haven't been called my full name since I've been born.
My grandson is 3 years old. He's already got 2 different nicknames.
Yeah.
I think it's so complicated. Like, who's Warren? I'm like, I'm Warren.
It's never gonna happen. Yeah.
It's all good.
Let me ask y'all this, man. So there's so much coming out of the Reach camp. I don't even know where to start, bro. But let's start with the summer playlist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What was it like bringing that back together, given, especially after skipping a year?
Yeah.
And the expectations.
Mm-hmm.
What was it like bringing that back together?
It was understanding that, the culture in CHH, they wanted it.
Mm-hmm.
And they like, we seen that they were missing it and they were asking for it.
Yeah.
And so we felt like it was our duties to like really come together and make sure it happens. So just coming back together, we wanted to do something that was fresh.
Yeah.
And we knew like freshness started with new acts or talent that people have never heard before.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? It was like, how do we give you something innovative but give you something that and it was just, go back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
When the first one came out and you discovered Hovey and you discovered Anike.
Wait a minute, Hovey was discovered on
the second one.
I didn't realize that.
Oh yeah, summer 19.
I did not realize that.
I would say we definitely were working with him already,
right.
And we're kind of utilizing the playlist to kind of just exploit or put him into the marketplace. But it wasn't like he was not. He
wasn't fully signed.
Nah, we were just talking. We were talking to a couple artists at the time. It was like a discovery platform, which is kind of cool. So we positioned it to kind of like, put him in front of an audience to kind of see how the audience would respond.
Right.
So and we did a similar thing to Limo Blaze in 2020.
Got it.
And then I'd say in 2021, who was, there's a couple other artists we've done that with. So,
Got it.
Yeah, Alexander in 23.
Yeah.
Similar.
And you said Anike too? Because she was in the house.
She was
in the building.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she was in the building. She did well on those playlists. Don't Worry About It was a result of that. And I feel like a record prior to me coming.
Yeah, it was a record called I think Bands and In Love that on 2019, I believe. 2019.
Why did you skip 24? You remember?
Because that's Dre.
I mean, the truth was bandwidth. It was so many artists. I think that year we seen the artists just get super inspired, and so many of our artists was dropping so much music. It kind of was like, we have to kind of switch gears and lean into what's going on. It was only like 2 A&Rs at the time, so I mean it was more, but it dwindled down to 2 A&R, so we just didn't have the bandwidth. Yeah,
I'm gonna channel the average Christian hip hop fan right now. Y'all better plan it well. Don't miss 26.
Oh my goodness!
I know as they listening, they're going, "What? You need bandwidth? You better get the plan together now.
Start now.
You better get that band together.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Get it together. So, what's been some of the highlights from putting this playlist together? Like, what comes to mind as some of the highlights?
I love watching Mizo, watching her work. That was dope. Just seeing like her talent and how like just how pure it was. And then also our project and Jay Boski really getting to show their chops in a lot of different genres and like, you know, they was there with us the whole time.
Gotcha.
And never missed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's some of my highlights.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think another thing that stood out for me was shout out to our A&R admin, Solomon, aka 9K, 9000. So he's our A&R admin,
Right.
but he's also a producer and really creative. And I think outside of the playlist, we got to see him kind of develop his skills as an A&R. So a lot of the records like Stepper, other records, he kind of helped coordinate and produce, work together. There were a couple of records where we were like, man, my bandwidth is tight. Can you figure how to like, you know, execute this fully? And he did that. So that was kind of cool to see, you know, especially somebody who's like younger and kind of has like a rising talent.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think the whole theme of this whole project was just rising talent. You know what I mean? If we had to name it, it'll be rising talent.
Sure.
Yeah. I remember being at the first listening session, if that was the first, well, at least the first one I attended. We were going through the songs, and I remember a couple songs.
It was the first.
Oh, that was the first?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got to hear it live in the
That's right, because I remember Craig saying, these are the first time I'm hearing these too, right? And so I remember some of the songs you would start with, like, we feel like it's close to done, but not quite there, or this one may not make it, so on and so forth. One of the things I think sometimes people always struggle with is when is the song done? You know what I mean? And how do you guys land the plane? Because I observe watching you guys coach the producers and the artists and different things and looking for things and recording and all those. How do you get that level of comfort to, okay, it's done?
It's a reason why. So
I retract my statement.
But yeah, so that's what it is. It's like, can I listen to this song from top to bottom without feeling like, what was that?
Yeah.
Why did that happen?
Yeah.
Pay attention to the cringe.
Yeah, that's good.
So just pay attention to yourself. If you like, are your focus goes away from the song, you're listening to it and then you just stop listening to it and you don't even know why. That means that you didn't keep it interesting until the end.
Do the artists or producers ever find y'all annoying?
Oh yeah.
What's that? Give me without naming names. Give me an example of when you have totally, you know what I mean, just driven them over the cliff and they are almost done. I got one. Give me one.
They hit you with, so what you want? What you want? You know what I mean? It's like burnout. It's total burnout. And like whatever you say, buddy. It's like whatever you say, whatever you want. Just tell me what to do. Just tell me what to do.
And what do you say back?
I say, man, we gotta. I usually, you read the room. You got to take care. Like I believe in there's real artist burnout. There's real like creative burnout, and you have to care about that.
Yeah.
You have to see. Oh, okay. I might be pushing.
Is that in the moment or just overall for that song? Is that like an in the moment thing? We like go home tonight, come back tomorrow, or you think they are like out for that song? That's it.
Sometimes it's either or.
Okay.
Sometimes it's like I know we can come back because they're still motivated.
Right.
And sometimes it's just like this song isn't good. You know what I mean? Maybe this song was the stepping stone we needed to make the next record, but this might not be the song.
Have you had to pull people out?
Yeah,
take them off
for
the song?
sure.
Often?
For sure.
It's just
Yeah.
Rest in peace, everybody that was put off a song. Forgive us.
Even doing this project, for sure.
Oh
Yeah.
And nothing safe.
Yeah.
Even an Ace Harris beat ain't
Are
safe.
you able? Are you able to make?
Yeah.
Are you typically?
Dre's kicked me off a song before.
Hey,
really?
Yeah.
Hey, I got kicked off too.
I love it. I love them. I love the ruthlessness for quality. You know what I mean? So let me ask you this. And even in the Christian space, I want to assume everything works out, but I don't think we should assume. I think we should talk about it. Do you ever wind up having fractured relationships after things like that?
I think we
probably. So.
You had okay.
I would say fractured is a strong word.
Okay.
I would say it has produced tension relationally.
Okay,
that's fair.
I can say
I
that.
try to lean on the spirit to enter in and figure out how to resolve that tension, which is just communication and be upfront. But if that tension isn't resolved after I've tried to apologize for the process, then I would say I can see that this person is probably not best to go through the creative process, unlike and how we like to work, and that's fine. And you don't need our process to be successful. you can find success on your own. Like there's artists that don't need. I mean, that's fine. You don't, so if you got it, if it's in you, I can't stop. My quality control can't stop you if you got the quality anyway.
Bro, everything you said, that was so professionally said. It's so funny though. In my mind, I just saw this comedic scene of you like texting them. Yo, James, just come back when you get your bars up, bro. It ain't personal.
You got Dame Dash that thing.
Just come back when you get your bars up. This is not personal. So, with all that said and all that you guys created, I mean, you've got Reconstruction about to come out. I just heard Jackie's 2 songs this morning from, I'm sorry, what's the 2 songs?
Church Kids.
Church Kids. And her full project comes in September, or EP, right?
Something coming.
Something coming. Well, listen, it's out. I mean, because the email said. So I don't know if you saw it. You didn't talk to marketing. It's out.
Oh yeah, she got a full link coming. It's
yeah,
crazy,
exactly.
Crazy.
And so with all that, when you step it back and then think about like, man, 20 years, Reach celebrating. Take us back to the beginning. Like, how'd you guys come into this thing?
You saying story wise as far as getting to the well, I started as a songwriter. I just had a passion for it young. Me and a friend of mine, his name is Olu. We started writing in my bedroom. He used to come to the house and we would write songs. And what's crazy is we didn't even know what we were working towards. And now looking back, I'm like, we were honing our craft. So that was the first stage of my career. And then down the line, ended up getting into a publishing deal. Was writing in Atlanta.
Were you already saved?
Yeah. So I don't have a coming to Christ story.
What's your salvation?
It was gradual.
I've always had a relationship with the Lord, right?
Grew up in a Christian home?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I got baptized when I was like 5 years old.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? And then I've never strayed. Like I didn't have a wild moment.
Gotcha.
I never had a wild moment. I was pursuing music and maybe that like I've never been a clubber, drinker, smoker. Like I've just always been on this path because at a point in my life, the Lord told me like to if I never drink, if I never smoke, He had something for me on the other side.
Gotcha.
And this was young too, and I used to tell people this, and they used to be like, "What are you talking?" And I said, "He got something for me on the other side." That's what He said. So that's why I always used to tell people, I don't smoke and I don't drink because I don't want to lose my connection with God. He's doing something special in my life. And I don't want to not hear His voice. It was times in my life where I would be talking to a friend and like, I remember I was going through a hard breakup and a friend of mine was asking me for advice. And I said, yo, I can't hear the Lord right now. And this is at 23. I'm like, Lord, I can't hear the Lord right now. So I really can't advise you because I don't hear His voice right now. And at that time, I was very aware that every step I was making was like me in partnership with the Lord.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All the way up until coming to Reach.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I don't have this happened to my life and da-da-da. And I've always just been, and it's not like I like studied the Bible heavy, but I always knew like I don't want to do too much to take me away from His grace or take me out of His favor. So that's good. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't have that story.
Yeah. No, that's good.
Honestly, me and Dre as a whole, and I'll make this quick. Dre being here is a walking miracle and a testimony of God's provision. I met Dre probably 2012, 2013 on a happenstance, and and he's working at Reach. I had no idea we'd be like Dre. I had a cousin whose wife does accounting and had clients. And generally, when your family members connected to somebody doing music, generally it's a bad idea. Like, yo, I know somebody that does music. Y'all should connect. Generally, your family members don't know anything about the kind of. And so randomly, I connected to Dre, who's a songwriter in Atlanta. I was producing on the mainstream side at the time. I get connected to Dre, and we're producing together, writing together. And fast forward to me bringing him on at Reach to be a songwriter, to me him writing Anike's hook on the first song. It was a Blessed Up, and then that planting the seed and him being at Reach is this you look back, you're like, oh, God had a plan.
Yeah.
I didn't know that me and his brother would be here almost 10 years later, building like the Christian hip hop.
So when did you both join Reach?
I joined in 2017.
2017.
He came in 2021.
2021,
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you both met in
2013.
Yeah.
Where?
In the Atlanta scene. Atlanta's like a music capital. So everybody's doing sessions.
Yeah.
So I happened to my cousin-in-law like knew his writing partner's mom through being an accountant and said, hey, I know somebody does music too. We got connected. And it happened to be like, oh, these dudes actually know how to write songs. So we connected. Right. It was his writing partner who I was actually connected to. And Lou went and found the Lord. And then I started connecting with Dre. So when I needed people to come to Reach to write hooks and stuff, as in, to be honest, we're Christian hip hop, and you don't have to subscribe to our faith to collaborate with us on the writing production side.
Right.
We'd rather you come into our space, see how we operate, and use your gifts for the world, and we can redeem it for the kingdom. This is what we did.
That's good.
And Dre was writing for. Man, Dre was
I
writing
was writing for some of everybody, man.
Is that right?
He was out here. He was cooking.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I brought him in, he started writing pitching records for Lecrae, and he wrote the hook for Nike's Blessed Up, and that was like his first placement with us. And before you know it, when I needed another A&R, the thing about Dre, the reason why I even hired him was when I would invite Dre to come write records, like to pitch stuff for our projects at Reach, he would bring like 5 other writers. I'm like, bro, you don't want no publishing? He'd always bring a gang of people. And I was like,
why is that?
I was like, what I saw, I was like, he kind of moves like an A&R.
So the reason I was doing it is because when I got in my publishing deal, I was talking to my publisher, and I was like, yo, I'm out of town right now. I can't turn this record in.
Right.
And he was like, well, it don't matter like who writes it, just give it to me. And I was like, what you mean it don't matter who writes it? And when he said that, I was like, so I can just get my friends to write the record and then we could just split publishing? That's fine. When I figured that out, I was like, oh, okay, I don't have to work hard.
Right. Light bulb moment.
Yeah, I just got to work smart. So I started calling all my friends to, yo, go over here to do this. Go over there to do this. I'm over here. And then whoever lands it, we just all eat.
Bust it down.
And I'm super fair. I believe in giving the other person the lion's share so that you can continue to eat.
Sure.
So I'm like, if you want more, cool.
Right.
Like, as long as we keep going. And that's how I was moving. So that's how he seen me.
That's good. Facilitator of talent.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as you guys got together and started working on different things, like how hard was the transition from other spaces to Christian hip hop for you? How difficult was that?
Well, for me, obviously, my initial like doing music was more so on the mainstream side. I'm a church kid, but I wanted to be Timberland, so I kind of was like in and out. You know what I'm saying? And so my story is really long, and I ain't gonna get into it. But that's me trying to move in Atlanta, trying to get placements. To me, falling on my feet, having to go tapping back with the Lord, getting my music to Lecrae in 2010, producing on Rehab. And then going cold turkey, like, I'm not ever touching secular music again. I'm going hard. I went through my zealot moment, did all that, purged, and then one of my good friends, Sak Passe, was producing with Jay-Z and Kanye West. Needed a production partner. I prayed about it, sought the Lord in it. I was like, you know what? My heart's redeemed. I feel like I can co-produce with him in a space where, he's a Christian as well. And God used some of that talent to kind of develop me even more musically. And we were in rooms in LA with people from all different walks of life. Yeah. And we were like, I remember there's times we were sharing the gospel in rooms, no cap.
That's good.
People was bringing their Buddhist idols to the studio session. We was like, no, you can't bring that in here. So God used me in the mainstream culture where, as some Christians feel like you can't participate. Right. I think it's not that black and white. I think it's nuanced and depends on your particular situation. Not everybody's called to it. Not everybody can probably, do well in those spaces. But anyway, that was me. And then once I got to Reach in 2017, I feel like my resume, this sounds harsh, but probably true. My resume with working with not just Christian artists, but mainstream artists, I think probably gave Reach Records, or just my influence was a little different when I came back. Because it was like, yo, you've been able to do things in different spaces. Yeah. At the same time, my heart started to even grow even more spiritually, where I felt like I think God's calling my gifts to use it for the kingdom, almost like exclusively. Not saying I won't work with a mainstream artist again. Yeah. It just has to be something that I feel the Lord's prompting in. Yeah. And so that's kind of how I came back in. But at the same time, I always got friends in different rooms, in different spaces. Because you don't want to be so immersed in Christian culture and Christian media, where you're not kind of zooming out, seeing what's happening in culture, because I think that can limit your artistic vastness. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I'm always like, riding to the new Jit album right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, for me, I had to trust God in transitioning my finances because that's how I was eating off of the mainstream artists. You know, that's how I was getting a lot of my bills paid. And when the Lord told me to, like, the Lord came to me and said, I want you to focus in on the Christian space. Right. And in that moment, I'm like, man, but how I'm finna pay this bill next week? Because I got a session coming up. And I remember like calling all the artists I know. Like I even got hit up by an artist too, like a big artist in the mainstream space the other day. Like, yo, Drake, when you gonna write? And I'm like, I only write for Jesus. You know what I mean? And the only reason is because the records that I was writing previous, like, was so, I don't want to say
counterculture to the kingdom.
It was there we go.
There you go.
Right? That I felt like I was doing damage. And I was like, I see that God has favor in my gift and it reaches really far whenever I write. And I was like, I don't want to harm anybody anymore. So if I'm going to assist in anyone's talent, I want to assist with people that I feel like are going to call people to the Lord. When it comes to me putting pen to paper.
Right.
But yeah, it was a financial thing for me. It was like, you know, Lord, I'm gonna trust you. And what ended up happening is He replaced every single dollar I was making in the mainstream space with every dollar got replaced with Christian artists, Christian records that I was working on that ended up like sinks
getting hired
at a company. So it was a lot. I was like, okay, Lord, like, and it's bountiful over here.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's bountiful.
It's bountiful over here.
And I feel like that's good to know. And just for the younger artists and younger creators, coming to Jesus does not mean God's going to bless you monetarily. In fact, He may even purge your situation.
Say it again.
You may even take a dip.
Yeah.
But I've seen God's faithfulness show up following that surrender moment.
Absolutely.
But it may show up in different ways.
Exactly.
Right.
It shows
up in peace.
Yeah.
Oh my,
Come on, bro.
That's
the one right there. That's the one right there, bro.
Because here's the thing, right? The Lord, to me, I feel like the Lord does not care about your financial increase. Right? If you get that peace, you can figure that peace. Like, you can figure that out. Because you have enough peace to think.
Indeed.
When you're in chaos, you can't think.
Indeed.
When I was out here, I need to go to this session and this session. I couldn't even think about a financial strategy. I'm from session to session. I'm here at, I'm here all the way to 3 a.m.
Right.
I'm tired. I can't even think about, but when the Lord like said, cut it all out, I'm like, oh, you did this so I can also align with you and slow down. And so I said, oh, like it's very practical how the Lord acts in our lives. It's like, I'm not telling you not to drink and smoke because it's a sin and you're going to go to hell.
Right.
I'm telling you not to drink or smoke because I need you to focus when that phone call come in. I need you to hear when I send somebody to talk to you and you're not, blind to hearing these things. So
being sober-minded.
That's good.
Hear the Lord clearly.
That's good. He said bountiful, though.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder, when people hear that, well, let me ask the question a different way. Do you think most people in CHH think it's bountiful?
I think, I don't know. I don't know. I can only talk from my experiences.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. I'm not in every conversation.
That's fair. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
I'm only talking from my experiences.
What about you? You have a perspective?
I think there is okay, let's talk about Christian hip-hop artists, Christian artists making music as a career.
Right.
There is a unique financial pathway that I feel like mainstream artists may not have it built so easy. There's infrastructure here in terms of like,
gotcha.
There's like, now I'm not saying you're going to be out here doing Taylor Swift arena tours.
Right.
But some of the biggest Christian artists, like a Toby Mac, they've been touring for 30 plus years.
Yeah, that's different though. Boy, that's...
Tadashi. What's every rapper that started when Craig Tripp and Tadashi started? So what I would say is Christian content has a unique blessing on it where I feel like the Lord gonna make sure you taken care of. Now, whether you're gonna be rich or not, I'm just saying. I've seen that's to like some of the church youth infrastructure bookings. People have their different opinions on it, but I'm like, nah. Look, shout out all the youth ministries. You can call youth pastors this or that. Youth ministry is changing lives out there.
Yeah.
I may have my reservations on some of the tactics,
Right.
but it's a culture. And a lot of those Christian hip hop artists who may not be getting those big tours, they're getting booked at that youth market. You know what I'm saying? They getting that $700 honorarium, that $1,000 honorarium. You know what I'm saying? So I think there is whereas the mainstream artists at the same stature, he's not getting that.
Especially not early days.
Not in the beginning of your career.
And there's this tension. I know I respect the healthy tension. There's always this healthy tension when you talk to some artists about, man, I don't want to do the youth thing forever because I may not be building an audience that really goes with me, right? Sure. And that are paying hard ticket prices, right? So, but man, the glide path that you're afforded because of that, right? And to be able to have cash flow, man, at the end of the day, any business is cash flow.
I'm a living testimony. I used to be in a Christian hip hop group. It's probably more Christian pop, and I was one of 3 members in my group, and we were in that youth group circuit.
Right.
We were getting. I mean, we sold 10,000 copies of CDs. So
CDs, right?
I'm definitely
$9.99.
Yeah, you just aged yourself.
$9.99, $11.99.
I'm sorry, not 10,000. It was more like 1,000.
$11.99.
But no, but we were. I mean, and this is when after I quit my job to the music after I got married. This is obviously a while back, but I saw this. There's provision here where like, man, you can actually make some income. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, it was not 10,000. That was totally. We grossed that much.
You grossed 10,000, but still at an event.
$1,000, yeah.
I mean, come on, bro. I mean,
not bad,
especially back then. I mean, so now when you guys think about 20 years at Reach, what does it mean to you? Like what?
Man, I think that, man, I was saying this the other day. Reach is one of the most like as a hip hop label has one of the most longest tenure.
Absolutely.
And this is not just a Chris. This is like cross like record labels. And it's still relevant and thriving. So Lecrae has one of the most long-standing rap careers in rap history. Period. Like that's crazy to say to some, but it actually is probably kind of true.
Yeah, it's wild.
He may not have the most like glow up 2 or 3 year run,
right?
But in terms of like longevity, relevance, quality music, awards, impact, influence, Lecrae has one of the longest-standing rap careers in like rap history. Which is crazy.
And I think it's hard for people to appreciate now because, man, especially post pandemic and everything that happened with TikTok stars and whatnot, we are so flash in the pan oriented, right? And it's hard for us to see those building brick by brick that are building solid. Like every time a song comes out, you have a elevated foundation that you're coming from, as opposed to every time a joint come out, you're hoping. It pops, right? As opposed to like you built something, you know what I mean? And I don't know if it translates to a good portion of our community, so to speak.
Yeah, I something I've noticed like there's a trend happening in culture and hip hop with like it's called like dad rap. Adult contemporary rap is popping right now. Shout out to Clips.
Give me what's dad rap? Give me an example.
I mean, it's 40 and over rapping.
Got it.
The Clips. The boys is like 50.
Yeah.
I think what I'm noticing, and this is maybe a little bit of a knock to the Gen Z, Gen Alpha listeners, so y'all give me grace. I think the millennial generation, we understand sustainability better than Gen Z and Gen Alpha. Gen Z and Gen Alpha probably understand going like making it pop fast.
Virality.
That's right.
Virality. Which is, and they work really smart. They work fast.
Right.
We're just more steady. We're gonna keep hitting that seed in the ground. We may do the hard thing probably too long. And people may look at us crazy, but 10 years, 5 years later, like, yo, you know what? This thing actually it's shaped into something.
Right.
Consistency. And I think there's something to be said. I think we can learn a little bit from them and how they know how to adapt and move a little faster.
Absolutely.
And I think there's something about us saying, like, just keep going. Everything doesn't have to go viral.
That's the importance of diverse teams.
Right.
I mean, that's the importance of diverse teams. Like when I watch some of the playbacks of y'all working with people, I loved the diversity that was in the room. You know what I mean? Because you're just gonna get different ideas and different takes on it. And I'm older than y'all, and sometimes I'm in meetings with people who are half my age, and they say some things you're like, I wouldn't have.
Right,
I wouldn't have thought of that.
That's the church, though. That's the body.
Yeah,
we're gonna learn from different voices, so it sharpens all of us. Whereas Shannon, who's on our marketing team, who's obviously younger than me by about, I ain't gonna say how long, how much, but she'll come in and we talking about culture and records and strategy, and I'm listening, I'm picking her brain like, that's a good idea, and then I'll be like, well, have you thought about, okay, how a record that's translating on socials is one thing, but a record that's being consumed and hard ticket buyers is a whole nother thing.
Yeah, that's a whole nother.
So now you're having two different conversations. Yeah, so like, how do you corral all of that and to build a business and build something that's sustainable?
Yeah.
You know?
So like when you brought, I'm trying to think who was before Alexander. Who was it? What up? It wasn't What Up.
It was
Anika?
So Limo Blaze.
Limo. Okay.
So it was a little bit of a almost 3 year lag of not signing an artist.
Okay. And then before Limo
it was Hovey. And then Anike, RG, Few.
So let's talk about Hovey as an example, right? I think for many people, it was like he just blew up overnight. Talk about how long you guys worked with him before he really got like major traction.
So, I mean, Ace can really speak into it, but the whole studying thing with me, right? Like they were doing the work and the strategy. Like I seen it, like, you know, from the moment he signed, y'all did like back-to-back projects, you know, before this moment. So it was like the foundation was built before you had a viral moment, which is what you want. You want to build, like if you can build your foundation before you have a viral moment, that's the sweet spot.
And what would you call his viral moment? Was it the song with Forrest Frank or Beautiful?
I would say Can't Tell It All.
Can't Tell It All, yes.
Was the first one.
Yes.
And then it prompted us to do the remix.
Yes.
The cool story about that song was we had the album for Christopher queued up. We had a song that was going to be the focus track, the single for the release day. It was called Ninth Grade, more of a pop leaning rock song. Actually has a good story to it, talking about you worked on that record. I remember you worked on that record, Ninth Grade. I think. Is
that?
No, so the song is good, but let's just say, in comparison for how big Can't Tell It All goes, we're all struggling to even recite it.
Yeah.
And something happened. This is a cool nugget, I think, for creators, and we learned a lot. We were going with the short shot, melodic, pop-leaning record as the focus track single on album release day.
Gotcha.
The Lord seemed to redesign things where we couldn't get the video treatment done right. And we pivoted to Can't Tell It All, which is track one. Which is the Can't Tell It All original version, not the remix. It's like an intro rap record with like a sample beat switch. It was not supposed to be a hit record. It's just a introductory. This kid can rap. He's from he's building for the kingdom. It was like a hip hop record for tastemakers. And I remember when we pivoted, we shot this dope video, and I was like, and Hovey was like, he was so glad that we did that, but we weren't sure, right? That joint took off and went viral 4 months later. If I can rewind back, I always look at the box links in our internal system to see who listens. We picked the other track, Ninth Grade, as the focus track because it had all the pop leaning things about it to pick it as a single. However, everybody was talking about Can't Tell It All in the office. It had the most plays on the box link. So sometimes it was a learning moment for me and the label. Like sometimes we pick the obvious single when sometimes the culture picks the record. And that record was Hovey in its true authentic form. It's he rapping, it's Christian rap, he doing melodic stuff, it's got soul set. That's really him. And that record happened to take off. I'm so glad that record did, because had the other record went viral, it probably could have boxed him into like this, like you're this like Post Malone guitar white kid. That's part of me, but not all of me. So the Lord fashioned it to where he happened to go viral on a sound and sonic that really reflects him, which is
Did that learning that you just had there, did that change any of your kind of go-to-market planning and
1,000.
strategy? Yeah. What do you do differently as a result of that?
You read, first of all, you read the room, like, but you don't pick the single. You put the music in front of key stakeholders and you let them pick it for you, basically. When I play Dre something, I don't say, hey, I got this song. Put the record in front of Dre. See what he think. Play the record in front of Lecrae. Even like the
with no expression of your bias, you just play them.
If I gotta sell you the record, it's not the record.
That's good.
The record sells itself. So you watch. I've learned to get the best feedback from people. Put the product in front of them and see how they react.
Don't say anything.
Say nothing. The record, and it's giving me a lot of insight. Because sometimes the industry, like pop, kind of like to Usher's I'm dating myself, but Usher's Confessions, Let It Burn was supposed to be the big single. The L.A. Reid, everybody picked. Usher's was Lil Jon and the DJs being like on Christmas break being like, nah, bro, this it. Paying and the DJs out of their own pocket. So over Christmas break, that jump was
Wow.
by the time January came back,
Wow.
the streets picked that record.
Yeah.
So sometimes the industry A&R kind of like perspective, it can be really a miss.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta kind of listen to the culture.
Yeah,
So,
that's good.
Yeah, that's true.
So we're in such a, well, let me ask you this question. Are we still in a singles economy?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think it's switching over because of direct to consumer.
Yeah.
I don't think we fully adapted direct to consumer the way we should or the way it's going to adapt.
Interesting.
Because I think record labels still got to figure out how to make that make sense. You know what I mean? But I think if you're an independent artist, then like selling albums make more sense than singles. And then maybe you do your singles on DSPs and then you go to a platform like Even to do your album. You know what I mean?
Smart.
It's almost like radio and then going to the store, right?
Yeah.
The DSP is radio and then Even is you going into the store to get the album.
But do you think it's a precursor before you get to that album? Like to put the album on Even, do you feel like there's a threshold that needs to be reached in terms of having an audience?
Yeah, for sure. I think like I say, that foundation that was built with Hovey, it's like you give out free music until you build. Like, say if you started from zero, right? If I'm starting from zero, I'm singling it out on DSPs. I'm just going single before I even go to if you're independent direct to consumer. I'm going single.
Yep.
And until I get enough data that says that there's an audience that wants something from me.
That's right.
And then I'll start working on a body of work, because you also got to be cost efficient.
Absolutely.
Like, you got to think about how much things cost, right? If I give you 12 songs, I'm probably paying, I got to pay for every mix. I got to pay for every beat. I got to, you know what I mean? I got to, if I'm doing 3 videos, now I got to pay for 3 videos. So
shoot all the content.
Yeah, you're going to be burnt out before you put the music out. But if you do singles, it's one song.
Right.
You know what I mean? You get to test the market, and then you can save your money until next month and do it again.
So let's test this out. So let's say someone walks in and they say, "Hey, I want to do this album." They've got 20,000 Spotify listeners monthly. They've got, let's assume that's a third of the market. So maybe it's 60,000 overall. What do you say? Do you say, "Oh yeah, it's time," or do you say, "No, not yet"? What do you say?
You say 20,000 monthly listeners. Yeah, that's not enough data for an album, right? And then also is if you got, are you saying independent or signed to a label? Independent. If you got 20,000 monthly listeners, you're not making enough money to even justify the spend of an album, right? Because I always believe in don't spend more than the actual catalog is making. So if you're making $60 off of your catalog,
I love that. Don't spend more than your catalog, bro. I mean, you need 1 million streams to get $4,000.
Yeah, so, but it's 1 million streams over a group of songs. So if you released 10 singles, maybe you can hit that million streams. You know what I mean? And so you're making $4,000 a month. Now you can do a $4,000 project.
See, I like that.
You know
that's cash flow.
That's
cash flow.
Yeah,
that's cash flow.
So that's the part I think is once you understand we're running a business. When you become a artist, you become a company.
Yeah.
And you have to cash flow like a company.
Absolutely.
You have to think about that. So
what about the artists that say to you, "Man, this is ministry. Y'all putting too much business in this." How do you respond to that?
That's fine. Then I think those artists can give their music out for free. I think so. Christian music is it is industry. There's ministry that's done in it and through it. And for the message to continue to spread, for the impact to happen at scale, we have to do good business and do good stewardship. And people have that knock on some of the American church model, which it probably has its drawbacks in a lot of ways too. But a lot of those nonprofit initiatives, to be able to feed all those people in those homes, like there has to be some business ingenuity in that structure for it to thrive. So I would say there's ministry that's done through this kingdom business, but it is a business in that. I mean, Chick-fil-A is running a business. They're Christians running a business. And how you do your deals, you want to try to lead with integrity, do the best you can. So that informs how you do business. But I mean, I mean, like if it's all ministry, my you can just go to the local church on the street and just ministry.
Absolutely.
You can minister to people without
Right. Be at the subway.
Mm-hmm.
Just doing your ride.
Yeah,
doing,
and that's no knock. People do that. If
Absolutely.
it's but if we ask those artists the deeper questions, they may want to be at Holy Smoke stage.
They conflict.
And sell
They conflicted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And aren't we all?
Are we
right?
all conflicted? It is
So
conflicted.
there is a desire for
Yeah.
you to do this full time and monetize it.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with that desire.
Right.
But it's like if you're gonna have that desire, then you have to operate in a business mindset.
Absolutely.
And so, shout out to all the people that's doing it for the love, man. Y'all
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. You know, I was thinking about something you said earlier in terms of being in places and being able to share the gospel with people when you that people wouldn't expect you to, right? And that seems to be a conversation that's coming up more and more. Like
Here we
I
go.
feel like it goes away, then it comes back, then it goes away and it's come back. Well, no, I don't want to poke
BT
at
Awards?
it.
Let's
Just,
get-
nah, I'm not going at that one. I just think just in general, man, in terms of, I'm sure you guys get this question a lot because of the excellence that comes out of Reach. I think there could often be a sense of like, man, you guys are over here. And you got your own community, and you may be insular, right? When I think the fact is, you guys are doing a lot of things that people often don't see,
Yeah.
right? And so when it comes, and so you have a couple things. One, you've got exposure to a lot of places and people that people don't have access to. You've got a catalog and a business that a lot of people don't have access to, right? So there's a lot of eyes on you. How do you handle all of that?
Yeah, I feel like it's a lot to. So that question assumes that Reach Records is like this, singular relevant force in Christian hip hop. I think for a long time that may be true.
Yeah.
I think currently, based on how well we've been able to steward, I think we've inspired and others are inspiring us. Where I feel like the Christian hip hop landscape is so vast with quality control.
I agree with you.
Where it's like, nah, it's us quality controlling. It's Dill, Indie Tribe quality controlling. It's Alex Jean and Aliens Alive.
Absolutely.
So I think that we have a lot of momentum. We got records like even the Lecrae and 1K Few record, Move, going viral right now. 52,000 creates on Instagram Reel, going crazy.
Yeah.
And that record was quality created 4 years ago. Every
That's
lyric,
crazy.
every ball.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That junk was nitpicked, and we were like, man, this junk can probably go off, but it just never did. So I think there's a I feel like there's a responsibility, and for artists that feel like look at what we're doing as like, man, I want to aspire to. There's also artists who not necessarily with the label who are doing great things too. So I feel like we're all trying to operate at a high level as an investment in the kingdom.
Right.
So if I make a miss or I go half step, it's not just our business that may suffer or yada yada. I'm thinking about how Christian hip hop
Ecosystem.
The
whole ecosystem.
the whole thing.
Yeah.
We gotta. I'm thinking about that the next Caleb Gordon, the next Anike. Like y'all, they need to see us operate at a high level to keep them on their next. Like, hey, we can't just do whatever. So
Absolutely.
that's how I look at it, man.
That's good. What tips do you guys offer indie artists that are younger, a couple years in, trying to figure it out? I love the tip about the cash flow, right? Don't spend more than you can get back.
Yeah.
What other tips come to mind?
Man, do all your paperwork. You know what I mean? From your sound exchange, make sure you're registering your songs BMI. If you don't have an admin, do a song trust. Reach offers an admin to independent artists. What else? Call your friends. If you do have friends in high places that you see at BET or you see here, like I call people all the time, like, how did you do it?
Right.
Ask questions. I see a lot of a lot of times there's a community in CHH, and I'm like, yo, use the resource of if you see, I don't want to name anybody, but if you see an artist doing something, like pick up the phone and just ask, yo, how did you do that? You know what I mean? Anike is really, me and Anike got like a DM where she like, Dre, this is a dope idea. And I'm like, yo, Anike, y'all should try this.
Right.
And so it's like sharing knowledge because for this industry to grow, we need each other. You know what I mean? And, it's not the only way the independent artists are going to lift up is if the ones that's already up there saying, yo, hit up this person, go to this, do this, you know what I mean? And I think we got to share resources.
Absolutely.
We got the pool is so small that we got to share resources to make it bigger to help build.
That's good.
Come to Holy Culture and do an interview with Trig.
Right.
You know what I mean? So stuff like that I think is necessary. Sure. Is like informing each other on the processes. Yeah. But yeah, do your paperwork. Also another thing is just like learning how industries work. Mm-hmm. So I do want to, for a second, speak on the BET situation. Yeah. It's like learning how BET operates and works. Learn what are their processes, you know what I mean? Like from participating on their red carpets, and signing up for Yangaroo and DMDSs to send your music off to BET so it can be featured on that channel, you know what I mean? Learning those processes as well. So that we can see growth and so we can participate on stages that we feel like, you know, we should be. There's a level of excellence that's happening, and I think we should be on those stages. Become a Grammy member. Yep. Every artist that's listening right now, like, become a Grammy member so that you can, you know,
GMAs.
Yes, GMAs.
Stellar Academy, you know.
Exactly. Like
KCAs.
And that's the thing, like, from your experience too, I'd love to hear it. Do all the artists in our space, or a majority, know that they can just fill out an application to become a member or a Dove member?
I think we're still working on it. Like, you know, when I joined the GMA, you know, Ace and I on the committee, and I remember saying we felt like we need to send an e-blast out to the whole community. Like, I'm not sure people saw the GMA as a advocacy group for them, an association for them, right? And same thing with Stellar Academy and what you can get out of it. Now, at the same time, I hear the artist point of view as well, which is, I'm already broke. These things are going to cost me additional money. And so what I often try to say back to them, but if you know it gives you advocacy, it gives you training, it gives you access, you matriculate, right? You have to think about the value long term of that, and not to mention the network, right? So if you feel isolated and whatnot, it's like these are great opportunities to not be isolated.
Absolutely. Isn't it like $100 a year?
Yes, but you'd be surprised, man, at some people's reaction to, I got to pay for that. I have to pay for Stellar Academy. Then I got to pay for the if I want to be in a Grammy thing, right? Then I got to pay to register my songs. I got to pay for Yangaroo. Yangaroo's not free. Sound Exchange free, but Yangaroo's not free.
I hear that.
So I think a lot of times they can get overwhelmed with, particularly when you're part-time and you got a couple hours, right, here and there. So I'm just kind of empathetic to.
I get it.
But at the same time, I think you can plan it.
But
absolutely.
Are they getting iced coffees every day?
Well, that may be, you know, what they say, your value is where you put your money, right? Yeah. And so
we make time
for
what we deem important.
That's it.
And we spend money what we love.
That's it.
I think it's strategy too, right? If you accept where you are as an artist,
right?
Are you at a level that deems for you to join the Dove membership right now?
That's
Absolutely.
true.
It's a great
if you're still if you 0 monthly listeners, then you shouldn't be thinking about Stellars or Doves right now.
That's such a great point.
You know what I mean?
Because are you even a local hero yet? Right. I know that sounds old school, right?
No,
it sounds like back in the day, but like if the record stores in your local town don't know you yet, if all the college stations don't know you yet, if all the local promoters don't know you yet, if within your state you can't book out a small state tour yet, like, should we think in concentric circles where you become the block hero, the neighborhood hero, the county hero, the city hero, the state hero, before you have to worry about international?
Right. Let's even go back to cash flow. Your catalog could probably pay for it once it gets to a point where you're making.
I was about to say.
You know what I mean? $500 to $1,000 a month. There's your $100 for the year.
That's it.
You know what I mean? So if you work cash flow, if you think about cash flow and say, okay, then I want to be a part of the Stellar Awards, but my catalog doesn't make enough for me to do it.
Right.
Then now you have a plan. Now you have a strategy. Once I get my catalog to $500 a month, I can go fill out for the Doves. I can do the Stellars, and so on and so on and so on. You know what I mean?
Let me ask y'all a question. Like this, and this is kind of a dream vision question. Monday, y'all come back to the office. Ben and Cray walk in. They're like, today's staff meeting is going to be different. I don't want to hear your updates and all that kind of stuff. I got one question for you. We had a major investor, and they basically have walked in, and we almost have unlimited funds. Each of you get to do one thing. What would you do?
How much you talking about?
It's unlimited.
Unlimited.
I think I believe in promotion. So my initial thought is blasting what we do everywhere. I'm talking about Super Bowl commercials.
Oh, okay? Got you. Jumbotron, everything.
Macro promotion. Because I think the message we carry is so important. The message and the messengers. This is a big up to the Christian hip hop landscape. If more people in our community saw positive role models with a message that's pointing to God, that's counter to the cultural narrative, I think it would have an even greater influence.
Good.
The 10-year-old me would have saw, who are these dudes? They from the hip hop. Who? If some young ladies would see, who's Anike? Who's Jackie? Who's Portia? And I believe if you blast those images, that messaging, and this is not to make the artist and idol. I'm talking about the messengers.
Yes.
God uses people. If you gotta see Lecrae, you gotta see Few. Like, nah, that boy, and this, you know what? I don't want to necessarily have to default to this music. Yeah. And I feel like that'll change the way people see the world a little bit. So that's kind of what my goal is. I want our music to be everywhere for the purpose of changing community, changing culture. Now, is everything going to proselytize and convert people to Christian kingdom? God's going to do his work on his own.
Right.
We just got to put
it in front of him.
Put it in front of him.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
How about you?
It's so same thing.
Okay.
Right. But I'm gonna be like super specific. PR press. Heavy PR. I'm going to hire the best PR press person in the industry, period, right? And then for visibility, because I feel like what he's talking about is visibility. It's like, how do you get these artists to as many people as possible? So PR press, and then also clipping campaigns, right? So I'm doing heavy clipping campaigns with our artists, taking all the interviews they ever did, and I'm hiring a company. And we putting it everywhere, all over the internet. And you know, those are two of the things I feel like is something worth investing in. I feel like everything else we can do now. You know what I mean? The music, creating the content, finding the artists, those are all just like taste things. Yeah. But things you can't control is a high level of visibility. That's all, to me, if you think about all the way back to Michael Jackson, Motown, those things have always been artificial, not as organic as we thought. From radio to touring, like you had to pay to get into those things. So right now, the visibility market is like a pay to enter. You have to pay for a press person to take you to the right platforms. You have to pay to even get next to some of these streamers so that you can become popular. Like, that's pay to entry. You know what I mean? So that's fair.
That's good. Money into. I mean, what do you see over the next 3 to 5 years? I mean, there's so many good things going on right now. When I look at this year, it's like, man, everything from the summertime playlist to Rolling Loud to different things that Trendsetter Sense is doing to the Fix and their continued flow of having people on and elevating the space. I mean, there's a lot of good things going on. So it's like, I feel like the momentum has never been better.
I think what's gonna happen. This is my projection, my vision. I believe in Christian music at large, and obviously Christian hip hop is a sub genre of that. We're gonna have a #1 record by a Christian artist,
and on top Billboard #1. Yeah.
That's something I've been saying. This if people that are close to me know, I've been saying this for about 6 years.
Didn't Forrest Frank just have one?
No, on all genres. Like Billboard.
Okay.
Forrest Frank it's kind of
close.
It's close.
Happening.
Okay.
And then Christian hip hop, there'll be artists in the main rap category on the Grammys. There will be Christian hip hop played on mainstream radio consistently in a rotation. Reach Records will have an artist where Reach Records may be doing arena tours. Now, I'm not saying an artist, God willing, but Christian hip hop, whether it's Reach Records or partner with other teams, we're doing arena tours, and that's what I feel like is gonna happen.
Next 3 to 5, for sure.
Yeah, from our mouth to God's ears.
Come on.
Yeah, I'm tired of going to the BET voting thing and not seeing us.
Yeah,
I did it again this year. I opened it up. I'm like, none of us.
Is that because we're not registering?
I don't know. That's a great question.
I think
it's a great question
because if I'm seeing the same people and I'm kind of behind the scenes in a couple of rooms, and I'm like, oh yeah, I just watched this person register, and they knew the timeline, they knew when they were supposed to, they knew who to reach out to. Yeah, you know what I mean. I think right now the best thing we could do for the culture is spread the knowledge. It's like people like us got to come together, even if it's like online seminars we doing for yo, we need No Big Deal, Indie Tribe on it. We need Aliens Alive on it. Everybody come together. This is how we move because we have to come together. I think with this momentum, we can't expect that it's going to just do it itself.
Oh no, we gotta. We had we did a webinar with on the GMA, right? Remember a couple months ago, and Nikkei. Man, we had over 300 people show up for that webinar.
Amazing.
Over 300, man. And I was really encouraged by that. Like, people wanted that knowledge. And so, like Doc and I do this thing called the Inside View, me and Doc Watson. And
shout out Doc Watson.
Yeah, shout out Doc.
I know other people, Derek's doing something now too, right? And I do think that they're happening in different places. What we probably could do, though, is figure out a way to make that a singular thread for people to access.
Absolutely.
Not to take away anyone's individual brand, but how do we ladder it up so people know, like, one access point to get to that?
That's really good.
Yeah.
I think that'd be necessary. But yeah, I believe that, it's an interesting time. Like the data, like I've said this on a couple of different, like the data is saying Christianity, regardless of how you think about that, Christianity is actually growing in certain parts.
Definitely.
Like in Gen Z, young males, Christianity's growing. Yeah. In UK, in China, in Africa, Christianity's there's like a revival happening.
Yeah.
And so there's darkness and stuff, but I'm like, yo, I feel like this is good now. For Christian hip hop to be a part of that conversation, it's like it only makes sense.
It only makes sense. Right. And what's dope to me is because I'm a nerd like you, bro. Whether it's reading the Barna reports or whatever, what's dope is not only is it growing, but there's less people adverse to. So you have more who were I'm adverse to, who also moved to neutral, right? And so I'm open to positive things. I'm like, I'll take your positive.
Yeah, come on,
I'll take it all day.
Jesus, whoever you got, bro.
I'll take your positive all day, bro. So
that's right.
I feel like certain mainstream key stakeholders are actually kind of saying, I've heard this from certain people, we're kind of tired of some of this.
Absolutely,
that's it.
Like
absolutely,
we like this the who's and who's,
right?
But we don't always want to have to give them the microphone.
Right?
Y'all come on over here. We can share. And I think that's we're seeing it happening with like what you're doing, with Trendsetter Senses doing. It's happening. But I also want it to scale to grow. It's not like we're competing with. That's not. It's not. It's an invasion. It's literally. The gates of hell will not prevail type vibe. Like we're busting through. That's how I look at it.
And shout out to people like D1 who are just healthy agitators.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
agitating and making people think. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good word choice.
That was a great word choice.
Healthy agitating.
Because it is agitating at times.
Right. You know what I mean? It's like,
but it's for the purpose.
For the purpose. Just to make you think and consider.
Right.
I remember when I watched the joint, Joe Budden was like, you know what? That dude is a nasty Christian. But I tell you what, when he called D1 a nasty, he's such a nasty Christian. But he made me think, and I think he's got good points. He's got good points.
Because when you look at it, you're like, it's what you're doing. Generally, what you do is either constructive or destructive. The neutral thing for hip hop specifically.
Right.
I can't speak to like other genres like country, sometimes country, certain other genres of music, whatever reason, certain pop music. Some of the content is kind of neutral. It's like, it wasn't constructed, not destructive.
Right.
You go to hip hop, you go to R&B.
There's no neutral.
The neutral has left. I mean, there was a time where I feel like hip hop had more neutral content.
Yeah.
But like in the 90s, but now it's like
even what 2008, 2010, we had Lupe Fiasco, we had Common. They were mainstream.
That's true.
I listened back to Common's album Forever.
Find It Forever.
Find It Forever. And I'm like, he wasn't cursing. As like he probably said one or two curse.
Now it's like you pull on the radio, even the mainstream radio, and this is definitely aged me, but as a dad, you're just like, it's record jamming, but I can't play even this in the car because this ain't.
And it's always been records like
That's
that. Like
true.
you had Trina, and,
but it was more balanced back then.
It was balanced. And I feel like we lost the balance in hip hop.
Yeah.
And with the emergence of Christian artists, it's like an extreme balance had to happen. Like we gonna talk about Jesus. Because y'all took it too far, right? So we gonna bring some Jesus back in here, and hopefully we can meet in the middle in the next 4 years.
Yeah,
but we gonna come in with Jesus strong, and that
counterbalance.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think the Lord is just like, let's balance this out because it affects so many people, and that's what I was talking about in the beginning with my songwriting.
Yeah,
I'm like, wait, this one line that I said because I was tired affected my homeboy called me one time, and he was a teacher. And it was a room full of young men, and they were singing a song that I wrote for a woman, and it was like raunchy lyrics. And I'm like, yo, why does that whole room know that? These kids were like 8 years old, bro. And that's when I realized, like, yo, this music is extremely powerful, and we got to take it serious.
Right.
You know what I mean? We got to take it serious.
Even you know, Barry from Since the 80s made a comment when John Morant when he got suspended for the NBA for toting that pistol in the car on IG Live. The second time he got suspended, the NBA sat him down. First of all, you're the NBA. You're at this is pop culture at the highest level where there's a certain guard you have to walk with. And he was playing NBA Youngboy on IG Live with his homeboys waving his pistol on the ground.
Right, I remember that.
And then Barry, who's a music executive, who manages JID and other artists in Atlanta, and they make music that's probably a little bit more conscious, not like super dark. But he was like, if we're lying to ourselves, if we think hip hop isn't so influential, where $100 million man like John Morant can't be so influenced by an NBA Youngboy, he's about to throw his whole NBA career. Wow. And he's like a 25-year-old grown man. So imagine a 16-year-old kid. So basically, the music is influential. It is powerful. It
is, and I think some of the most transformative moments for men is looking in the rearview mirror and seeing what their child in the back seat is vibing to. I can't tell you how many men have said, "Hey, hold up, hold up, I make a change. I make a change." You know, because they sitting there saying the lyrics, and then they look in the mirror like, "Wait a minute," he's saying,
"Right,
wait a minute."
Right. Now, music, I felt like when I was coming up, like, I have more memories of listening to music than, like, hearing, like, my parents' advice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's how influential it is.
That's good. Yeah. That's a good point, man. You know
what I mean?
That's a good point.
I think my boy Marcus said something similar.
Such a good point.
He said a similar thing. He used to ride in the backseat of his dad's car and, like, all the... I can't say what they was doing, but he was like, I was
the same way.
That was a soundtrack.
Public Enemy. I mean, I was, you know, that was,
It was a soundtrack.
It was a soundtrack.
So shout out hip hop, but we could redeem.
No doubt. How are you guys thinking about Christian R&B?
I love it.
Hey, well, you have to.
Hey, I'm gonna sit this one out.
Hey, if y'all didn't know,
I love it. Come on.
Engaged too?
It's coming.
It's coming. Excuse me. Retract that.
Yeah. But
you tell everybody.
Yeah. So I manage Levi's, Christian R&B artist. And so what made me fall in love? First of all, I'm a like R&B pop guy. Like that's how I feel with music. It's pop R&B. And so when I came into space, I noticed artists like Steady and Jordan Armstrong, who's, you know, Jordan has been holding it down for a long time. V Rose was one of like the pioneers in the space, and that's when I came. I was like, "Yo, what's this?" And I felt like more attention should have been on it. Yeah, you know what I mean. And so when me and Lee linked back up, she had just got back to Atlanta, and she was like, "Yo, I'm interested in doing music for the Lord, but I'm a singer and it's more rap heavy. How does that work?" And I was like, no. There's this thing, Christian R&B. You could do that. Like, you could talk about the Lord. And then we were working on some stuff, and it was in the same vein. So I was like, yo, like, it's a thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so that's when we like really got in the trenches. And it was kind of like, we're talking about a Christian R&B bilingual artist in a market that there is no market for. You know, is this gonna work? And I'm like, if the Lord told you to do music and the Lord told me to do music, then let's just keep going and see what happens. Yeah. And he provided a way, and I think right now he's using her, and, you know, even myself and our partners, everybody that we're working with to like open doors and like be examples. Yeah. Like I feel like me and her, we talk all the time. We like, oh, we're examples. Yeah. That's good. You know what I mean? Like we're literally here to show what it could be, because it's like there is no market right now, man. Right. There's no Christian R&B
but she's
market.
Growing quick.
Yeah, and it's all like the Lord.
Shout out Dre.
Listen,
Manager Dre.
thank y'all. But it's honestly, you know, the Lord, like that's the whole like the interest in studying the game and like we taking them steps. So a lot of the things that I named in the beginning was like, yo, we not spending until the catalog is making it. That's all the same thing. Sorry,
Right.
My bad, y'all.
No worries.
That's Lee right there.
That's Lee.
But yeah, so yeah, Christian R&B, man. I think there's a huge opportunity. And here's my theory, right? Hip hop did not take off until R&B was infused with it in the beginning of hip hop. When R&B got infused with hip hop,
I never thought about that.
That's when it was.
Never thought about that.
You put those R&B hooks on top of the hip hop verses. You know what I mean? Then you had hit records, even 50 Cent. You know, he had
commercial.
To use, you know what I mean? It got commercial. And so I feel like here's the renaissance trying to happen again with Christian music, where if we infuse hip hop and R&B, you have the same result. You know what I mean? So I think we're at the beginning of same. It's a loop, man.
That's good.
It's a loop.
Do y'all see Reach expanding and adding Christian hip hop? I mean, excuse me, Christian R&B?
Yeah, I think it's definitely gonna happen.
You think so?
Yeah. I think we've definitely pursued some artists in the past. Some things just didn't work out, but yeah, we're not opposed to it. Like like melodic music has a way of growing in a way that rap maybe doesn't. It's an interesting melody.
Yeah.
But then again, the counter to that is sometimes the biggest rappers in the world are melodic.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
Yeah.
Drake, Kendrick. On our side, maybe Hovey. You know, Forrest is not a rapper, but he's melodic. So it's like melody. Melody is a cheat code. I ain't gonna lie, it is what it is. So
Yeah, I mean, it's so funny because we give Dre a lot of credit for being a nerd. I know I'm a nerd, but you're a nerd too, bro. Like you, the psychology of music, bro. I watch some of the things you say and comment. I'm like, Ace is into the psychology of music.
I definitely. So I'm not afraid to say I'm a nerd. I would say I definitely study on things I like. I definitely process. And I listen. I'm probably, you know what it is. When I be at Reach Records exec table, like, first of all, the exec team is smart. Bro.
Right.
Like Ben is smart.
I know it.
Katie, Georgia Tech, right? D. Even when Marcus is there, Lecrae is like, I would be copying off their homework, and I'm like an A student that went to college, but I'm just like, yo, these folks is like. So anyway, I'm learning to also really double down on EQ, emotional intelligence, which is like I've seen how growing in that area makes you even more sharper.
Absolutely.
Because you got people that's smart, but out of the way. So anyway, but yeah, the psychology of music, it's a thing. I listen to what I watch people when I listen. I watch them.
Right.
And I see how they react.
That's good.
And if I don't get the feeling that I want, I'm like, something ain't right.
Bro, people gonna think I paid you to say that about EQ. I talk about EQ on at least one show a month. I talk about soft skills at least once a month.
Well, so I think EQ is actually rooted in spiritual discernment, though. To be all things to all people, how Paul, I think we are all selfish people. Naturally, we are self-centered individuals. We like ourselves. Even the people that say, I don't like myself, you like yourself. It's all good. So we're going to project our stories. We want, and so a lot of times in conflict, we're trying to project how we see the world onto someone else. And it takes a little humility to just kind of simmer down.
How do they see it?
How do they see it?
How do they see it? How do they feel that?
How do you feel that?
Right.
And a lot of times, what's that quote? The mind justifies what the heart approves.
Yeah.
We make decisions with our emotions and our feel. Yeah. We really do.
Yeah.
Most people do. People don't want to admit it, but it's true. How we feel informs what we do, even on the sinful side too. Unfortunately. And and so I it's been helpful for me, an artist, to kind of just like get above this makes sense. The pragmatism. It's like, nah, on a heart level, what do you viscerally feel? On a fan level, what do you feel about the song? Why? What is what's the song that's going viral that the Forest, the Lemonade?
Oh yeah.
Oh, even Your Way's Better. There's something about that song that makes people feel happy.
Right.
It's just a feel.
And that's the beauty
it reminds me of
EQ,
Pharrell's
man.
Happy. It's just you can't. You can try to these lyrics here. There's a feeling in that record. That's like,
I think that's the beauty of EQ.
If
you dial into it, the ability to try to understand what another person's feeling. And I think there's so many layers to get there. And this is what I talk about a lot, because there's like hearing, which is audible. There's listening, which is supposed comprehension, right? But then there's effective listening, where you're parroting back to make sure they heard you, right? And then there's that last phase of, I want to literally feel what you feel. It takes you 4 steps. You see what I'm saying? And so you have to be intentional to build that muscle of being able to do that and connect with people that way.
And Jay were just talking about this to kind of build off what you said about, I think having those 4 levels, some of the greatest artists in the world may not always be the best lyricists, the most technically skilled. But there's some that have it and do both.
Right.
But they're great communicators.
Right.
Yep.
Some of my favorite preachers, Tim Keller, Tony Evans, even artists like Kendrick, artists like Lecrae. I don't think Lecrae is literally the most lyrically gifted artist, but what he is, even artists like Hovey, they're great communicators. They can speak to that,
and they can move you to empathy quickly.
Yep.
Sure.
You know what I mean? They can express empathy quickly. You know what I mean? That's a
and when
that's
music
a skill.
can do that, you're like, even Forrest and all his simple people may knock him out. He knows how to. His music brings you to a world where you feel you feeling something. I think that's a gift. Where there's some artists that we talked about, I ain't gonna say no names, where like the technical skill is like through the roof.
Right.
It's like, this is impressive. Cadence, lyrics, bars, production even. It's produced. The song is very crafted well. But it didn't make people feel anything.
I know, I said. Honestly, I've never met him, but I honestly think that is the number one skill that NF has.
Slick.
I think that's the number one skill
1,000.
he has.
1,000.
Empathy.
Empathy.
That connection.
Y'all thinking about this.
His bars, he's trying to be like Eminem. Nah, bro. His number one thing is that empathy skill.
He's connecting at a heart level with his audience too.
Yep.
And it's like that's and even the greats, like I would say, even like rappers like Jay-Z have done that. That's probably
for sure.
They're great communicators. So I think that's a great art form, and try to do that. It's hard to do, but we try. You know.
I'm gonna ask y'all some quick ones, man, to wrap up. Don't overthink it.
Okay.
What's one track you got on repeat right now that you're listening to?
Oh man, I'm playing Levi.
I knew you would say that.
I'm sorry.
You better say that.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm playing that Lecrae and Tory Deshaun Bless You.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
That's a good one.
I'm running
that's
that.
a good
one. That's a good one. Who's a dream artist to work with, mainstream or Christian? Who's on your list of people like, man, got to work with them?
Oh man, for me, John Mayer.
John Mayer.
Bro.
Pharrell.
As a MC or producer?
Probably. I want him. I'm gonna bring him in on a Lecrae album.
Oh,
Just like come in. I'm gonna bring those kind of tastes into our world. I think they would. I think they would. There's some synergy. There's some synergy there on the face side where I think people would.
That would be interesting.
May not always subscribe to everything, but I think there's enough continuity where we could like. Yeah. So I'm a fan of producers. So I'm like, let me bring Pharrell into this session.
Who's your favorite non-CHH artist outside of Levi?
Yeah.
I mean, go ahead. You go
same John Mayer.
John Mayer.
Yeah. I love he knows how to be simple but effective with emotion.
Yeah.
It's like he could say one word or one phrase the entire song, but it means something else every time he says it. Yeah. And I cannot figure out how he does that. Good. And I'm like, I got it. I just listen every day. Like, how does he do that?
That's
like,
good.
You know what I mean? What's being spoken without him saying it?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
That's good.
It's tough. I would say I pick music based on production a lot.
Okay.
So Kanye produced records and Pharrell produced records.
Yeah.
That's what I listen to a lot.
That's your listen to.
Yeah. So.
All right. Let's wrap up with this question. Coming out of the summer playlist process, what's one thing that you learned that you walked away with that you'd like to pass along to other people?
I got one. I think that I learned that sometimes the best way to manage a session is to entrust the people in the room to do their job and not just because I have the skill set. I mean, I have to always infuse my skill set on every room. And one example of that was Glory Fall, which Dre brought and Mizo brought. He set that whole session up. I wasn't even around. And I'm glad I wasn't. I think if I was there, I would have like tried to walk in and change that hook. And so I feel like just empowering, like trusting people to do something special when you don't always have, just basically getting out the way at times. So that was good.
That's good.
For me, leaning into like who wants to work with you. You know what I mean? Like really working with who wants to work with you. So like instead of like searching, because this whole project we was just like, yo, who wants to work? You know what I mean? Like, who wants to work? And that's why it's so diverse.
Yeah.
Because we just worked with who was ready to work. And by work, we mean like we're pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing.
Yeah.
And are you willing to keep pushing? You know what I mean? Because
That's
how you get to excellence.
That's good. Man, thank y'all both for coming through. I don't know if y'all got any shout outs y'all want to give or anything before we wrap.
Just make sure y'all stream the Reach Summer playlist. It's a lot of dope artists on there. But yeah.
I'm starting a clothing brand, Alter Aesthetics, inspired by my faith, not exclusive to it. Shout out my boy Chopay. So we're gonna be dropping Q1 2026. Follow Alter Aesthetics Co on Instagram to kind of be tapped into everything.
Yeah,
so
say it again. Say the name.
Alter Aesthetics.
Alter Aesthetics.
Yeah, so Alter. Yeah,
that's what's up. We'll have to put that in the show notes, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank y'all for coming. Appreciate it, y'all. Hey, y'all. You know what it is? This is Holy Culture Radio. Keep it locked right here.